Welcome to another episode of
On the Couch with
Shuntai
and Johnell. So we have a hot show today. We got a hot show and it's everlasting love. And we got the Sherwins on the show, Robert and the great Renee.
Yes.
So tell us, who are you? Let the audience know who y'all are.
Go ahead, Tom.
Well, we are Robert and Renee.
Okay.
We are lifelong partners. We're best friends.
Hold on. Lifelong.
Lifelong.
Give me a age.
This started the summer of 1976.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
1976.
The summer of 76. Was
So y'all about 11.
we were young.
Y'all was about young.
We were young.
You're not young.
You know, she said, "Yeah, I want y'all to know that
she
they
is not
was young."
sharing her age
No,
right
no,
now.
no, but they was really young.
Right.
You know, they was really young and adventurous.
And innocent.
And
Innocent.
innocent.
That's when
Yeah.
you're innocent.
Oh.
So how did y'all meet?
Well, we moved in on our block in Detroit, summer of 76, and he was down the street, caught my eye, I caught his eye. And then our families were very close friends. His sister was my best friend, and this started from there. We were friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she had this magnetism about her at a young age. She was different in the sense of, you know, she was just sweet and kind,
Right.
and nice. And
You were the opposite.
yeah, because as we go on, I'll share some things with you about why she was so instrumental in my life at that point. But she came along at the right time. She just happened to move into my life at the right time.
That's amazing that he says this because of the fact that one of the things about Robert that I met, he just had this personality where he was just bubbly and he had this smile that was contagious. It's like he was no matter what was going on, it just wasn't that big for him. You know, life was great. And so to match that energy, Renee,
Oh, yeah.
you got some energy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful in everything.
Okay.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So y'all, you met, you knew that you know this my gal, right?
Yeah, I like her a lot.
Uh-huh.
And I had a lot of
Hold on, I like her a lot.
I like her a lot. Like, I'm a kid, so I don't know what
No,
love is.
but you knowing your personality,
Yeah.
it's like that piece of candy got in your mouth.
Yeah. Well, I had a
And
lot
you
of
like-
well on the block we grew up on. It was diversified, and I had a lot of girls that were like attracted to me at
They
that
were
time.
chasing him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they had my attention, but this one right here just kept. And she didn't even have to do anything. It was just her aura.
Right.
It was her aura. She was
Ooh.
it was just something about her. Like, I was feeling her and like her spirit, you know.
You got me liking you. He said some stuff there, didn't he? He said some stuff.
And there's something to be said about when you know that person is the one, no
Right.
matter who's chasing you
That's right.
or who you with,
That's right.
that person is going to stand
Absolutely.
out amongst everyone.
Absolutely. And it was acceptable in our circle. Like, she was talking about how our families were real close. So they didn't mind. Like, my friends didn't mind. The only ones that really had a problem with it were the other girls that was jealous of her, because she received a few threats along the way.
Okay, then.
All right.
Oh, this was serious. So when you finally decided, you know, this is the one, did you write something on the paper? Will you go with me, yes or no? Or how did y'all do this here? How did y'all get to this point?
Well, she was on her porch, and, you know, I just stepped to her, and I was like, you know what? You have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
They were always
Let
real, like,
me write
misty.
this down.
She you know, she was a crybaby a lot. She used to cry all the time, and you know, I was able to comfort her, and I just internalized what she was going through,
Right.
because I was going through some of the similar things
Okay.
that she was experiencing.
Okay. So your
that
soul
connection-
was connected.
Oh my God!
Oh, my.
It was huge.
Yeah, okay. And so y'all going together, you know, and it seems like everything is good. What happened? Tell us the story.
Well, what you want me to tell it? You want?
Well, I'll start my part.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so life is good. We're teenagers.
Okay.
And then the love of my life decides he's going to go in the Army.
Okay.
And it crushed me.
Okay.
Because he was my friend, he was my everything. And he left me and he went away to the Army. And you could go from there.
Well, see, I had to make a decision because if you grew up in the household I grew up in, I was raised by my stepfather. He was, like Allen-Bey was talking about earlier, about the domineering father who, you know, he was rough on me. So I said, I got to get out of here. Right. So it was basically an escape.
Okay. So the tragic part about this, and the thing that pains me even to this day that we talk about, is the fact that I didn't even tell her before I enlisted.
Okay.
I just told her, I said,
off.
I'm leaving. Yeah, I said, I'm leaving in a month, to go to basic training. She was like, what?
The love
said,
of her
what am I
life,
gonna
and
do?
this is how you give it to her.
Really? Yeah. That's why I love you. I love you. Yeah, just like that, the love of my life. But see, that just showed how much pain I was in. Because I was willing to sacrifice the love of my life to try to get myself at a point where I could be.
Or immaturity.
Or immaturity.
Right.
Let's just keep the facts
Right.
straight here.
But this wouldn't be the first time. This will be the first time that you two were rather disconnected from one another.
Right.
This was the first time.
This was the first time.
This is the first time. And he left, and his life went in one direction. My life went in another direction. And we started families.
Separate.
Separate families.
Separate
Okay.
families. We've always been friends. We've always made time for each other.
So
over
hold
years.
on. Stop. So when you decided that y'all was gonna establish, you got a new Robert now, and you got a new Renee, is what y'all saying to our audience, right?
You talking about when we...
So-
Yeah, because y'all ain't
back
together, so
not
somebody
together.
didn't replace
They
your
went in
love,
separate-
Oh, no.
and it's a new Robert.
No, it's not
And
a new Renee.
It ain't no.
No,
and
no,
it wasn't
it's only
a new
one
Robert.
Renee.
Right.
It's only one. It's
I
another.
just want y'all
Renee.
to say that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
were
want you to say that.
Yes,
were
sir.
you both married
Absolutely.
to other? Did you marry to other people, or just were in other relationships?
Other
Like-
relationships.
And I'm married.
Okay, so you got married.
Yeah.
And
I
you
did
didn't.
No.
So
Okay,
you stayed strong,
Yes.
Robert.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. Like, man, I said, ooh, this is not good. And so the problem was, because all of this ties together, it was like when I was away in service, I was stationed over in Korea.
Okay.
And I was involved in an incident with North Korea. So I suffered severe trauma over there. It was yeah. So I came home, and that set the stage for everything else that took place moving forward. Because she was already in a relationship, and when I came home, I was like I was off the chain. You know, I was young, I was 20 and off the chain.
So what we'll do is we have to go to break, but we're going to hear more of how you were off the chain.
Okay.
And what happened.
Okay.
When we come
Because
back.
it's got to get better.
Yeah.
On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell focuses on educational, humorous, and insightful topics based on extraordinary lives of real people. Each episode provides real talk from real people.
We all just naturally just love each other. Like,
Wow.
and see, you know, we as human beings, we as people, we're visual.
Okay.
We're visual.
Leah said, you know what, I'm not going to give up.
That's
I'm going to fight. And I believe God has blessed me to do things in a really good way to set good standards.
We need to set the standard that, you know something, we can do business with black folks. They will travel. They will do meetings. They will be articulate. They will be on point.
Join Shuntai Hill, a certified counselor, and Johnell Allen-Bey, a life coach and relationship expert, weekly for On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell. Shuntai Hill and Johnell Allen-Bey are the king and queen of relationships. Each week, the couple engages their audience with hot, sexy topics about relationships for the grown and sexy. The show is interactive, fun, and
Our
real.
next topic. I got drunk. Hold on. I got drunk the other night, and my girl grabbed my ears from behind. So she was behind him, grabbed his ears, and then he smacked her. I immediately apologized, but to be honest, I meant it, and I knew it was her. I felt horrible about hitting her, but I felt good at the same time. What's up with this?
Tune in weekly to She Say, He Say with Shuntai Hill and Johnell Allen-Bey. For more information, visit shesayhesay.media.
We left off with Robert off the chain.
Right.
You know,
So-
Robert got off the chain.
Yeah.
So
So there were some things that Robert experienced. They experienced their first disconnection.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some things that happened in your life which we want to highlight. 'Cause
Absolutely.
this is the bridge for us, right?
Right.
Well, so what happened was, like I said, growing up in a household where emotions weren't allowed to be displayed. You know, what you crying for? You know, in black households when I was growing up, you couldn't have any emotion. It was certain things you couldn't, like, be gay. You couldn't talk about molestation.
Couldn't cuss either.
Couldn't cuss.
Right.
I mean, it was so many taboos. So all that's being suppressed, and
Right.
all that's being suppressed, and so that's being carried over to my military service. Trauma in military, came home, nobody to talk to about it, nobody understands. So I'm walking around, I'm like a ticking time bomb. I'm medicating and I'm drinking, and I was off the chain. Mental health was a stigma, and it still is a lot today in the black community.
Continues to be.
You know, that word depression, and because, you know, like our elders would tell us, oh, the boy just crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Just give him a whooping. He'll be all right. So I lost myself for a long time. The marriage I was in was a marriage of convenience, you know. And this beautiful woman right here, thank God, she was like, I kept her at arm's length because I didn't want to put her through that turmoil,
Right.
which led me to committing crimes, of course, when you medicating and drinking and
You said
chain.
medicating. Is this something they subscribe for you? They prescribe these medications?
Well, some
Tell
of
us,
them were
our
prescribed.
audience now.
Street
This-
pharmacists and
Okay.
regular pharmacists.
Okay,
So,
so you yeah.
so
Let
that's
us know
why I
what's
said
happening.
medication. The street pharmacist prescribed it. So the drugs and the boozing and the woman that I have women every day. I'm like, oh man, this is great. Why am I so depressed? You know?
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm dealing with these things, these mental issues that I don't even have. I'm not able to label what it is.
Right.
I'm just thinking like, man, you just don't have. You a failure basically. Always had good jobs. Army to work for Blue Cross Blue Shield. Went to work for the city. Jobs were never a problem. It was the fact that I was the problem.
Okay. So I want to ask you this here, Renee, because he's going through some stuff. How is your life now? How are you navigating through life? I want to know your story. You know, he going through hell. What you going through?
Well, when we separated and went in different directions, I got pregnant.
Oh.
Okay.
So I'm a teenage mom. And so I'm graduating from high school on time, on the honor roll, never missed a beat.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I did that. I went on, I started a career. I have a degree from University of Detroit Mercy. I have a master's in management. I've had a wonderful career in the nonprofit industry. So I've had great jobs, great career. However, I was a teenage mom.
Okay.
Then I had my daughter 6 years later. So I was in my early 20s. And I'm in a relationship that wasn't the relationship I was supposed to be in.
Right.
So you two were on different paths, but
Right.
how did your paths come together? And I just want to say, I'm hot flashing. It is. I'm hot flashing, y'all.
Well,
I understand that.
I'm beating him to it.
Don't have a
As my-
mask on, because that could be
As my
tragic. A mask
co-host, he
on.
will
hot
say,
flash.
He'll call you out
she's
of that.
hot. Yeah, he will call it out. Yes, that's my co-host. But
Yeah, I'm just
let's
letting you
carry
know.
on.
I'm glad there's no mask with the hot flash.
So
How did you meet? How did your paths come
We
together?
came back together. His stepfather passed.
Okay.
And my sister and I were doing the obituaries. We had a print shop. We were doing obituaries.
Okay.
He called to talk to his sister. And she said, Wayne's on the phone. I said, Wayne's on the phone. I'm going to talk to him. I just lit up because we hadn't talked in a few years.
Okay.
And so that phone call got us reconnected.
Hold
Well,
on. Now,
well-
how'd you feel when you heard that voice?
Well, we gotta add the most important part about this because I was in prison at the time.
Oh.
That's the most. I was in prison. I was doing a 10 and a half year bid. I think I was like 4 or 5 years in.
I just couldn't imagine you in prison. That's just amazing.
So I need to share this because this is important. When I was in prison, I sat on my bed one night and I said, man, what am I doing wrong? Because I thought I was, like I said, bad person, whatever. But I knew some of the changes I had to make, right? And the first one I had to make was I prayed to God. I said, you know what? I said, when I get out of here, I said, I'm going to be an honest man. I'll never lie to anybody about anything, ever. Honesty was number one. And what I did this time was I sought help for my mental status.
That's important. That's important.
Yeah. And I reached out to her about it. So I was a veteran, so I could get treatment through VA, but I never knew the dynamics of it.
Right.
Renee, wait. First she said, baby, tell me, what do you need to be successful? That's what she did.
Oh, wow.
And she put everything else in place.
And this was before we actually became a couple.
Right.
Because
You
we've
were
always
still
been
concerned.
friends.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that our relationship was ordained from the beginning.
Right.
And that we were meant to be together.
Yeah.
And so we've always remained friends. So while he was incarcerated, I said, what do you need? What do you need when you come home so that you don't go back? What do you need?
That's a great woman. Yes. That's a great woman.
And it really started from there. And then we just got closer. Our friendship grew. We said, you know what? We started this thing together. We're going to end it together.
Wow. So hold on now. Hold on. This your friend. I know that, you know. And at one point, did it hit you while he locked up that this could be my man? We romantically involved. This is my guy.
I've always known it.
So it was no doubt about it.
There was no doubt about it. He's the only man in my life that I knew
I
was
need
for
some
was
tissue,
mine.
y'all.
But then
I need some on the table 'cause I'm gonna cry.
he was the man for you, but he was locked up. So was there any time that you thought, I can't be with him because he's locked up, but he can just be my friend?
No.
No?
As a matter of fact, he said to me, when I come home, we're going to be friends. We'll double date. And we'll...
Double date.
Listen, I'm holding the phone. I said, no, that doesn't work for me.
No.
I said, we're not going to be friends and double date because we have experienced life before that. And I knew he was struggling. And I'm thinking, no, we're not going to, no. I'm too old to be your girlfriend, too old to be hanging out. No, we're going to grow up and we're going to be a committed couple in a marital relationship.
All right.
You know, so we're not going to just live together. You come home, we're not doing that. So we're going to establish a foundation.
I've always respected her over the years, so I never tried to misuse her for money, sex, anything. I never, none of that, even through my madness. So what I said was to her, I said, you know what? Because I'm going to be honest, and I told her, I said, when I get out, I'm counting how old I'm going to be. I said, look, I'm a good-looking guy. Okay, look, I'm healthy. Forget the good, but I'm healthy. I got my screws, but I said, I'm going to have so many women when I get out. And I'm going to be honest with them and let them know I just want to date. I don't want nothing serious. So I just told her, I said, hey, listen, when I come home, I didn't try to mislead. I said, hey, when I come home, we can be friends and blah. She said, oh, no, that's not going to work.
Happening.
Oh, no.
We don't even play that.
No.
Right. So we want to hear more about what happened when you came home.
This is going to get juicy.
And how what happened. We want the backstory, okay?
Absolutely.
So tune in. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell focuses on educational, humorous, and insightful topics based on extraordinary lives of real people. Each episode provides real talk from real people.
We all just naturally just love each other. Like, and see, we as human beings, we as people, we're visual.
Okay.
We're visual.
They said, you know what? I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna fight. And I believe God has blessed me to do things in a really good way to set good standards.
We need to set the standard that, something, we can do business with black folks. They will travel. They will do meetings. They will be articulate. They will be on point.
Join Shuntai Hill, a certified counselor, and Johnell Allen-Bey, a life coach and relationship expert, weekly for On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell. Shuntai Hill and Johnell Allen-Bey are the king and queen of relationships. Each week, the couple engages their audience with hot, sexy topics about relationships for the grown and sexy. The show is interactive, fun, and
Our
real.
next topic. I got drunk. Hold on. I got drunk the other night, and my girl grabbed my ears from behind. So she was behind him, grabbed his ears, and then he smacked her. I immediately apologized, but to be honest, I meant it, and I knew it was her. I felt horrible about hitting her, but I felt good at the same time. What's up with this?
Tune in weekly to She Say, He Say with Shuntai Hill and Johnell Allen-Bey. For more information, visit shesayhesay.media.
So we're back with the great Renee, because you are great.
Oh, thank you.
You've told me some stuff. Listen, without a doubt or contradiction, you are a great young lady. And you, Robert, we're going to get here.
So before we went on a break, we talked about a little bit about what happened leading you up. You were in prison. You connected with Renee.
Yes.
And now let's move up to being on the outside.
Okay, so I come home in August of 2018.
Now, are you married already?
Yeah, we married in October 1st, 2015.
Okay, you better not forget
Look, she
that.
was looking to say, did he get it right?
October 15th.
Yes.
Yep.
October 2015, and it wasn't because
Wow.
you know we decided this together. We was like, you know what, we not playing around. Let's go on and do this.
Right.
So it ain't got nothing to do with putting money on my books. You know, we already established. We passed that phase. We grown. We doing grown up stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we serious. We trying to build and make a change and break that curse. So we get married in 2015. 2018, I come home, and day one we hit the ground running. One of the first places I went to was the VA hospital for my mental health issues.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Number one.
The
Yeah.
first thing I would have thought was a restaurant, but you got me.
We
Okay.
did not go to a restaurant. There's certain
Or she cooked.
list of priorities that some people have when they come out of prison. Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna do this. No, we had our own agenda set. All right, this is what we're gonna do day
Right.
one, ground running. Once we got that out the way, everything else fell into place behind that. We
Right.
prospered and we've grown so much. We have money. We have just material stuff that we really don't even care about. We
You have a
just-
beautiful home, too.
beautiful home.
Yeah.
We're constantly being blessed every day, and we also bless other people every day.
You do.
That's what I'm
You
talking
do.
about.
I work with Johnell with his nonprofit organization, Nation Outside.
Absolutely.
And whenever the brother calls me, I'm there, and I live in East Lansing.
No, you and Renee always are there.
Oh,
Okay,
that's true.
Renee's always there.
You know-
But I want to talk about something because of the fact that this is not the first time that we have interviewed this couple. You know,
No.
we had a talk show radio, and we reached out to them to tell their story, and just the involvement, how you've evolved in just 10 months is amazing to us. You know, because the fact that when they came on and told their story, you know, it wasn't a period. It wasn't a period to that story. It was a comma. And you're living in the comma part of your story still.
Right.
And I want you to tell, you know, because you talked about these children. Okay. How's that blended family is? How do you two make that happen? Tell the audience about this.
It's organic. It's like it just happens. It's like no effort. It's like we all just naturally just love each other. Like,
Wow.
and see, you know, we as human beings, we as people, we're visual.
Okay.
We're visual.
Uh-huh.
So the kids see, people don't realize that your kids are watching you.
Right.
So they're watching us.
Right.
You know, one thing about being fake, 365, that's hard to do.
Right.
365, 24 to be fake.
Uh-huh.
So they know we love each other and,
Right.
and they know we love them as well.
Right.
And they know their place in our lives.
So you're telling me that you are instilling in a new generation everlasting love.
That's right.
Yes.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. That is amazing.
What I do love is the fact that you have priorities. when you
Absolutely.
got out. And
Yeah.
the first thing, working on a mental health issue as a therapist, that's number one, because you cannot have a great relationship until you have a great life within you. So taking care of yourself first was important. And I commend you on that.
Yes.
Because so many times we self-medicate when we're dealing with emotions that we don't want to feel, that we self-medicate by smoking and drinking and drugs because we try to numb. But that's the problem, because it shows up in other parts of your life. It shows out in anger, things that you do to get in trouble, that cause you to be incarcerated. But now you took care of your mental health and you're blending families.
Yes.
Do you have any tips for our audience that are dealing with relationships as far as what they can do?
Well, sweet.
I would say the first thing you want to do is, before you get in a relationship, you want to make sure that you're whole.
Okay. I like that.
Women need to make sure that whatever issues you're struggling with, what you're dealing with, you work on that first.
Right.
You work on that first, because when God sends your husband, you want to be prepared for him. And you can't be prepared for him if you are dealing with inner turmoils and you have challenges. So that's one of the things we've talked about, is that while we were separated, before we came together, he was working on himself. I was working on me.
Right.
For me,
Right.
him for him. If we had not done that, when we just accidentally came back together, it
No,
would
ain't no
not have worked.
accidents.
I know.
Ain't no strange
Oh,
happenings.
I know. Nothing happens by accident.
Law
Right.
governs all
You know.
events. It's meant to be.
But because we worked on each other, individually, then when we came together, that was the effortless part,
Wow.
because he cleaned himself up.
Mm-hmm.
I cleaned myself up. When we came together, it was nothing but to do but come together and look at what we're going to do next. And so part of the what are we going to do next is, we've decided, you know what, you have a story to tell.
Yes.
And I've worked in the nonprofit industry forever. That's my my career. So what we plan to do is, we plan to establish a nonprofit called Journey Home.
Listen.
And
Listen.
because-
Give them a hand.
because when you are a returning citizen,
Right.
it's a long journey home.
Yeah.
And lots of returning citizens don't have support.
Yeah.
Right.
And so what we want to do is, we want to be able to stand in the gap for people, men and women, when they're returning home,
Wow.
and provide resources for them, just based on our experience.
Yeah.
We want to continue to be able to help
Yeah.
people in that respect.
Man, that is
Yes.
wonderful. That is wonderful.
So we do want to thank you for coming on and sharing your story, not
Yeah.
only just on radio, but on TV.
yeah, we
right.
want
Thank you
people
for
to know
having us.
that, we're resilient. And I don't care what we go through as a culture or as a nation of people, when we connect and when there's love on the manifest, man, it covers a multitude of sins, don't it?
Yes.
And you can see more clear. And I want to thank y'all for,
Right.
being our
Thank you.
right here on the couch.
Right.
Because it's a tough spot on this couch, 'cause
Yes.
if I get you, I'm going to get you. And I like how y'all stood up,
Yes.
and
Well,
we know that this is still the comma.
Yes.
We know that your story is going to continue on. So,
So thank you, audience.
Thank you.
And thank you for
thank
tuning
you.
in to another
Yes.
episode of On the Couch with Shuntai.
And Johnell,
Until next time, peace.
love.
thank you.